But now, in this verse, we are talking about nushuz of women. What is the solution? She doesn't care for her husband, and she doesn't provide the emotional support that is her duty. Mufassirin, they have lots of tafsir and explanation about this part of nushuzahun. And they are saying specifically there are two areas. One is the sense of promiscuity of woman, that she is rebellious in a sense of she denies even the basic rights of her husband. And you know that in Islam there are only two real basic haqq or rights for husband. There is no any other thing. One is that this like haqq zawjiyya, that's physical contact or qadaya jinsiyya. And the other one is that husband and wife are at the same page regarding the coordination. Like huduraha fil bayt, if she works at home or she's going to work out, there should be an understanding and coordination. It's not a family life anymore if the husband doesn't know where is his wife. Right? 2 in the morning she's at bar or she's drinking and with friends and he has no idea where she is. So that is not a family anymore. So she should make him aware of her life. Where is she? When and where? So these two basic rights, if they were denied, then that is an example of nushuz. That is, this lady is nashiza because she is denying that. And in a sense of some mufassirin, they are saying that when we look at the whole verse, this is a nushuz, the rebellion, that is not necessarily even denying the right of a husband only, but also she may have a wrong relationship with other people. So that is a very obvious example of nushuz. So if you feel a fear of nushuz in your life, that in this case, the strongest case, she is careless, she has a wrong relationship, and she doesn't care about her husband's rights and responsibilities. What the husband is supposed to do in this situation, that is the solution of this verse. As a matter of fact, this is one of the best verses in the Quran of providing healing. The direction of this verse is a direction of healing and bringing harmony and unity and saving the family. It's opposite of what people think. It's exactly opposite. If a husband in this situation, what are the options? Just to ignore it. He says that I don't care that my wife was in the bar and was with other men. I don't care. I can go and have my own, girlfriend, and I can go my own way. I don't care. Let her be where she is. That's one solution. That's not acceptable Islamically. Another option is to just get angry. Wherever you, God curse you, and right away get out of control and start beating her and killing her. And many times happens. It's a girlfriend, boyfriend, they have confrontation out of jealousy, out of anger, killing one another. That's another solution. Is that a solution? Can we okay that? Another one, right away to divorce her. So there are several options for men in situations like that. But the Quran says, no. No extremism, no extremism. You cannot be careless, because that is a dayuth. If a man doesn't care about his wife's relationship with other people, and then he's not a real man. And if he's getting out of control and getting angry and right away starts striking on her and beating her and starting divorce, that is too much too. Quran says, hold on, wait a minute. First off, فَعِذُوهُنَّ. When you saw your wife, even in a wrong situation, that la samahallah, she had a wrong relationship with someone. Even in that case, instead of starting attacking right away, فَعِذُوهُنَّ. Start a dialogue and conversation and wake her up, educate her, tell her that was wrong, and let her understand that what she did was wrong. That's number one. So you did this time, maybe you didn't know that, whatever the reason, shaitan destroyed you, I'm going to forgive you this time, but don't do this again. That's number one. But if nushuz continues, she still is nashaza, keeps doing the same thing. The Quran says, in that case, وَهْجُرُوهُنَّ فِي الْمَضَاجِعِ. You just refuse to share the same bed with her, with some details, whether to the same bed or go to another room or go on the couch downstairs on the different room. That's different details, but just show some coolness that you are cold, you are not really appreciating what is going on, and let her understand that what she did was wrong. But if dialogue, education, and communication didn't work, even you tried to show some action to separate from her, that didn't work either. In that case, the Quran said, وَأَضْرِبُوهُنَّ. In this case is a time for that. But what does exactly this اضربوهن mean? I wish I had time to go too much. It's a long discussion, but I try to make it as short as possible. وَأَضْرِبُوهُنَّ. Does this mean go and beat her? Well, some mufassirin say yes, ولكن ضربا لا يبرح ولا يفسد لحما ولا جلدا. You can beat her, but in a way so soft. Say, beat lightly, strike lightly. Some say, الضرب بالسواك. Even a toothbrush, sawak, that لا يبرح. It shouldn't pain. I mean, what is this? That you hit her, but she shouldn't feel any pain. لا يبرح. And doesn't change any color. Because if they and then says, don't hit your wife on her face, shouldn't be face, exception, never beat her on her face, on the body, but even if it is a body, biswak, like use a biswak, that doesn't hurt, doesn't pain, because if that change the color, then you have to pay the penalty. If it gets red or turns like gray or turns like black, each one has a penalty. Like it turns to black, you have to pay based on calculation. Mahum said, like between $300 to $500 just for one hit that made a mark on the body of your wife. And that is general. If the wife does the same thing, she has to pay the penalty, because now it's not just the men, they may beat their wife. In many cases, women beat their husband. They have to pay the penalty as well. If you do the same to your children, the same thing. If you hit any other human being, you have to pay the penalty if you made a mark. That's the same penalty for everyone. So they are saying that if that, then somebody says, oh, are you joking? Are you serious? You are saying اضربوهن, like it's a big deal. But then you say بالسواك لا يبرح لا يفصل لا يغير جلدا. So what are we talking? It's better to say لا تضربنا, يعني it's better. Why say اضربوهن? So well, the Mufassirin say, in reality, this is not a physical punishment. This is more a psychological punishment. The man wants to make it clear that what his wife did was wrong. And some of the judge pounds his gavel against the block like this, that yani sadar al-hukm. He wants to say, well, what you did was wrong, and it's not acceptable. So he may hit her in a way that it doesn't hurt, but at the same time he shows his anger and his hate of the action was done by his wife. So that is not acceptable. So it's not really physical. It is more symbolic thing that psychologically send a message to his wife that enough is enough. We had dialogue, we had hijrah, we had separation, and still you are not, is not acceptable anymore. That is the message that he's sending. Like, you remember one I said that somebody said, اسمي هيبة الله هيبة الله إلى الله يعني حقيقة أنت هيبة الله أو يعني تريد أن تخوفنا يعني شو هيبة الله? Is it real or you just want to scare us? Looks like this is ربوهن. It's just a psychological, just to scare that the message is very serious. But this is one approach. Let me say the second and the last one, that there are mufassirin that they are saying that no. Especially I saw a tahqiq from Dr. Ahmad Hussein. He went to the Holy Quran and he found that the word dharb wa mushtaqataha is mentioned in the Quran 58 times and in 54 verses. And he came to the category that in general, if we put all of these verses together, 54 verses, we get to 9 categories that the dharb in the Quran has 9 meanings, like اضرب لهم واضرب لهم مثل أصحاب القرية إذ جاءها المرسلون. 30 times this dharb in the Quran means to give an example. Give an example. So 30 times out of 54 times, when the Quran says اضرب or ضرب, that means give an example. Another case in ضرب is to travel. للفقراء الذين أحصروا في سبيل الله لا يستطيعون ضربا في الأرض, means they cannot travel. They are masakin, they cannot travel. Another case, ضرب means to strike physically, but is not in the sense of beating someone. It's like وَاضْرِبْ بِعَصَاكَ الْحَجَرِ. When Allah says, oh Moses, use your cane and hit the stone and let water comes out. Idrab is a physical, but it doesn't mean that go and beat the stone. Is strike, but it's not in the sense of beating. Now another one, dharaba, means to determine destiny of someone with humiliation. ضربت عليهم الذلة والمسكنة. It doesn't mean that, beat them, but they become humiliated. ضرب also means the opening of the road, like أوحينا إلى موسى أن أسر بعبادي فاضرب لهم طريقا في البحر. It doesn't mean that Moses go and just hit the road. It means just open. اضرب here means to open the road. ضرب also means to ignore and withdraw, like أفنضرب عنكم الذكر صفحا إن كنتم قوما مسرفين. You want us just to leave you alone and ignore you. So اضرب also means to ignore. Another category, ضرب means separation. يضرب الله الحق والباطل. Allah يضرب means Allah is beating الحق والباطل, means Allah separate between al-haq and batil. Another category, number 7, is ضرب means to cover. وَلْيَضْرِبْنَ بِخُمُرِهُنَّ عَلَى جُيُوبِهِنَّ. Doesn't mean that the ladies take their scarf and they keep beating their جُيُوبِهُنَّ. That means to cover their جُيُوبِهُنَّ with their. So he says that how come that all of these 54 verses, ضرب doesn't mean to beat, but only in verse 34 of Surah An-Nisa, وَاضْرِبُوهُنَّ, we say, well, is to beat someone. It says, this is not in the direction of other ayat, and especially